Hi there, welcome. Thank you for being here. I hope you are having a beautiful day or night. We're gonna dive in, get a little clarity, see what's going on with the energy, whatever needs to come through that would be helpful today. This reading is timeless, collective. See what resonates, leave what doesn't, and remember that divine inner guidance is in you, and try to make balanced decisions between logic and intuition. So your decisions are sound and based in love and for the highest, greatest good of everyone. So we're all uplifted in love. We're going to start with the earth magic and see what the energetic weather is of the day. Let's see what God, Source, Holy Spirit, Christ consciousness, our higher selves, angels and energies of love have for the highest and greatest good of all. What is the weather forecast for the energy of the day for the collective watching this reading? Please and thank you. Grounding. Ooh, you got deep roots that you're going to finally see how strong something is, how strong you are. You're branching out into new territory. I do feel like there is some abundance and a harvest that is about to happen for you. You've planted the right seeds. You have good karma coming back, blossoming in your life. There's something just on the horizon here. And there's something about a new reflection, or recognizing how I feel like you've been planting beautiful seeds, and you're going to start to see, I'm getting some beautiful reflections back towards you. So whether that's acknowledgement or that's just really beautiful people that start to appear in your life. I feel like some of you might have a new family member. I feel like if you do, this person's going to be very grounding for you, but this could be soul family too. This is seeing who you connect to that really vibes with you, that you feel like you grow with. Maybe you grow because of, even if you're on separate branches, but there's something about growing strong together. Grounding. For some of you, this might be a new job. It gets you really grounded, makes you feel very stable. I also see like breaking ground. So maybe some of you buy a new property or you start a new business. You know, I think that's one thing they do before they start to build on a location and it's just the earth. There's like a ceremony or something like that where you dig the, you break the ground. that kind of see that. And I'm not sure why I'm getting that energy, but I do feel like something was happening underneath the surface that maybe you didn't see before. And I feel like something is going to be revealed to you, and you will be more than pleasantly surprised on the depth of someone or something, or the growth that happened when you weren't looking. I kind of feel like it's that. I feel like you were doing your thing, tending your garden. There's something about being back into balance, but also like a lightning rod, grounding yourself to earth energy, going with the flow, taking pressure off of anything outside of your control, whether that's taking pressure off of somebody else or off of yourself and putting yourself back in the driver's seat. I definitely feel like there's a new beginning coming, or new beginnings coming. I keep seeing something like just around the corner, just on the horizon, at the break of dawn. For some of you, if you feel ungrounded in a certain environment or situation, group, whatever that is, I feel like connecting with nature will be helpful for you. Even like a little bit of a hermit kind of energy, just kind of doing something on your own, doing some meditation, listen to some good music, or no music, just listen to the birds, feel the breeze on your face, or something about a healing connection you are going to have when you are in nature. Whether that's just in like I see like a park, or almost like a community garden if it's a city, even if it's just you and it's like a balcony but it has a lot of plants, or a porch, your yard, sitting down on the grass, or you're really in nature, like you're out there. I do see somebody climbing a mountain. I see somebody camping. Like, I don't really see it like a, well, now I do. Now I see a fancy camper, but I actually saw like a tent. Maybe some of you are going camping, doing something by a lake. Maybe some of you see a heron. If you see a heron, that is going to be your sign that something is really going to start moving. I feel like there's a squirrel here too. So there's something that you've been preparing for, you know. Yeah, I keep seeing a heron or like a stork or one of those big, beautiful birds. Maybe some of you do have a new family member. Maybe some of you have a baby that you're going to hear about. That could be one of your friends, a coworker, a family member. It could also be somebody adopting a child. I even see like a foster parent. I just heard you're going to make all of the difference in this child's life. I do feel like if some of you are dealing with like a foster child, you're going to want to adopt if that's possible. And I do feel like in the beginning it might be a little bit rough, but they're going to come around. I know that message wasn't for everyone. I feel like it might be a little rough because you are going to be so different from what they know, but you are a gift from God. You know, just stay grounded. Just keep being you. I feel like somebody will trust you faster than you think when you're having some weird weather. It's going to come around, and I do feel like it's a progression, but I also feel like there might be a situation where it changes everything and makes everything just soften. I know that is not a message for everyone. I'm not exactly sure what I'm getting, but if that is your message, I think you're gonna know it's for you. I also see with the heron, I don't think you're adopting a heron, but I do think some of you might be getting a new pet. I feel like it's kind of cute because I kind of feel like they find us more than we find them. So for some of you, I kind of feel like there might have been an animal that was lost. If you had an animal that was lost, it will be found. But I feel like maybe there's an animal that actually doesn't have a home, and you're going to give this animal a home. I feel like this animal, whether, I mean, it could be any animal, but I feel like it's going to feel like a gift and a blessing in your life. And that's how this animal is going to feel about you too. Aw, I like this card. I got a lot off of that. As my little animal is looking at me over here. Rose, I'm trying to do a reading, babe. She might have to go outside. I might have to take her on a little walk. Yes, she's shaking her little tail feather over there for me. Okay, I'll be right back. All right, let me let you see this card. You see that little heron there? And a little squirrel over here? So since that card came through, and it's very earthy, it's very grounded. When I was up, I saw the spirit messages on my shelf, and I haven't used this deck in quite a while. So let's bridge heaven and earth and get a spirit message that would be helpful. So what is a spirit message that would be helpful to hear today? Please and thank you. Spirit message. What is going on here? Oh, I like this one. It's synchronicity. You're going to get some signs. You're going to receive some spiritual downloads. You're going to be guided along this path, along this journey as something is growing throughout the seasons. There's something where the wheels are going to be like connected, spinning again. something's going to start to roll. I'm kind of getting like a snowball. If something was stuck, I'm getting, if those gears were not put together properly, or something got a little rusty. I just thought of that song, Rusty Cage. Maybe something felt kind of caged in or trapped. I feel like something is opening up. You're putting all the puzzle pieces together. I'm also getting that there is a blend of I'm getting a lot of creativity along with like a logical approach. Somehow they're working together, right brain, left brain. I feel like you got a lot of things fired up and you're ready to start moving. If you see repeat numbers, if you see somebody's birthday, your birthday, if you see the same name all the time, or, you know, messages through lyrics or on a license plate when you're driving or on a billboard, or you overhear a conversation, you know, you come across some weird video and it's exactly what you were just thinking about. It is a message. It is the connection that spirit is having to help you go. I actually feel like you're going in a different direction, or be adjustable with where you were moving. Like if you were unsure about your footing, feeling a little imbalanced, something is going to come through and it's going to be very, very specific for you. It's going to feel like it's personal. Like that's really weird. I was just thinking about that. Like that's a little bigger than a coinky dink. And I feel like if you ignore it, it's going to keep coming back until you stop ignoring it. Spirit is really trying to send you some messages on a direction to go. My glasses match the card. All right, let's go. What does this say? Synchronicity. Are you noticing? Are you noticing? That's part of it. The more you notice, and you don't just brush it aside, be like, oh, that was weird. No, talk about it. No, like note it. Write it down so you can see how often it actually happens. And the funny thing that happens with synchronistic energy, when your inner world, when your vibrations, when your thoughts, your feelings, all of that match the outside world, and then you take note, the more it happens, the more messages you get, the more guidance is allowed to come through. But it's not pushing it, it's just allowing it, opening up and saying, however it needs to come through, I'm open to it. And then once you see it, notice it. And the more you notice, the more it happens. And sometimes it's like opening up the floodgates, where it can get a little overwhelming. It's just so ridiculous how much it comes through. It's so personal and so weird, but not weird anymore because it starts happening all the time. So I do feel like some of you do have or will have a specific person that you are comfortable talking about all of these synchronistic messages to. If you don't have a person like that you're that close to in your life, somebody's coming in where you can open up all your weird and they're just as strange, and yet you're both amazeballs together. This is just someone who gets you, who doesn't think it's weird. This is someone who I feel like it happens to them as well. And I feel like this is somebody open-minded, and also I'm getting open-hearted, but it could be that maybe this is also somebody that never had the right person to talk to. And I feel like if this is a new person that comes in your life, it's kind of even a synchronistic winky dink on how you met or how you got into that subject in the first place. Because it could be somebody that you know, but all of a sudden you start talking about, you know, going down the rabbit hole type of conversations with this person. And I feel like maybe there's a really nice connection that you have, a good friendship. I didn't even continue. Let's go back to reading what the card actually says. Are you noticing the signs of synchronicity that the spirit world has been sending you at this time? People and situations in your life are not just appearing by coincidence. In reality, they're being guided to you from the spirit world to help you for a very specific reason. The right people showing up at the right time. It could even be somebody that has the right wisdom or says just the right thing you connect to, that you needed to hear. Even if this person wasn't really aware that they're just having a conversation and talking about something that happened, there's something still, whether you tell them that you had a personal connection to that thing that they said, there's something you're going to hear and it's just going to resonate with your soul really big. You were supposed to hear that. So listen to that. It's also trusting your discernment. I do feel like some of you are being gifted like a huge lifting of a veil, where you're tapping into energies with a brighter sensitivity, where even if energies are just talking but there's something a little off, you're going to feel that off even if the words sound intelligently like they're right. You're going to be more trusting of the vibes. Trust the vibes. Trust what you feel, even if you can't put logical sense into something. Because just as much as you being guided towards the right direction and the right decision and the right opportunities, you are also being guided to go around things that were, I see like a pothole that could have gotten you stuck or blocked your way. I feel like those blocks are being taken away, but you have to be a part of reading those energies to go around something in a different way than maybe the map says. So let's see. I like that. I love that synchronicity came through. What do we want to do? Should we go to the moon? I have it here. Yeah, let's do this. Let's do a Moonology. What is a Moonology message? I feel silly today. Maybe there's like a lightening up in your energy, or a silliness about something. Let's see. Clarify synchronicity and grounding. Please and thank you. There's something about timing as well, because these look like gears in a watch. And it just made me think of a watch that has quartz or sapphire in it. I think the little tiny piece of, let's say it's sapphire in a watch, is, it kind of looks like a little tiny, teeny tiny baby tuning fork. So there's something about resonance, sound, hertz, vibrations, and I feel like there's something tiny that's going to happen that makes a really big difference. There's something with, I'm not going to get the word right. It's like physioelectricity or something, where it's the quartz that actually conducts electricity to keep something moving. So I do feel like some of you are going to have this spark in your energy field, and it's like you're plugged in, you're turned on. And with the quartz or the crystal, I feel like some of you, because crystals hold memory, so there's something about you recollecting something, or an old memory that got like tucked away in a dusty brain file somewhere, just snapping back out, helping you out of nowhere. I feel like some of you watched something or gained some knowledge on something and totally forgot about it. And just at the right time, it's like years ago you learned something and you never thought you'd use it. You totally forgot about it. And right when you need it, it like comes back to the forefront and is very useful. There's also something about slow movement, ancient energy, and crystal clear perception on something. I feel like if something was foggy before, you're going to think more clearly. And now I don't know why I see crystals with like inclusions, like like rutilated quartz or something like that. So there's something about being included, or how to be all inclusive. I just thought of like a resort. Maybe some of you are going away on vacation, or there's some way to, in harmony, include all the components of a whole scenario. But I feel like it's all the components that work well together. I do feel like some of you have to adjust a tool, or there were like too many pieces in the puzzle before. So you see that there was something that was out of place or needs to be left out because it actually doesn't include itself in everything. I don't know what I'm seeing. I hope that made sense to you. Maybe it'll come through again with the rest of the reading. So clarify synchronicity and grounding. I like when I get 1 or 2 cards and a lot of different downloads come through. What is helpful today? Well, that's a kind of what did I say? All inclusive and something coming back into balance. It's going to be a win-win. You're going to figure out how to make it work. Maybe even with those components that had to be excluded for a little bit. Maybe it's about making the space, or maybe it's, I don't know. I feel like if you were putting a puzzle together, you have to reform the entire picture of what it is, and all of a sudden everything fits. Maybe that's kind of what I was seeing. Because I don't feel like it's something being on the outside, unless that's just a weird energy and that needs to be on the outside. That's a different situation. I do feel like this is something you do want to include. It's a win-win outcome, and it's forecasted for you in the future. That's funny because we saw that we started with the weather forecast, the energy weather. So maybe somebody has a moon in Libra. Libra is also the energy that is really good at looking at their perspective and really wanting to see somebody else's perspective so that they can have a better balance, whether it's on their own direction or where the other person is coming from. So there's something about the scales feeling balanced. Although, you know, in order for that to happen, you have to feel what feels heavy, feel what's too light, where the energy is placed. And sometimes you gotta keep adjusting something to constantly find that win-win, that middle point. And that can change day to day. But if there was a situation where it was you against them, or something was too heavy and you had attention you wanted to put somewhere else, there's something that's going to come back into balance, and you're going to be able to really handle everything. I feel like it's with a lot of grace. So maybe there is a decision here. It's not where somebody just comes out the winner and somebody comes out the loser. It's where everybody involved feels like they're gaining something, where they're all back into balance. And maybe not right away, but I feel like it does change everything for the better. Full moon. Maybe something starts in a full moon. Also, I feel like there's something about the 7th house. Maybe if you know what your birth chart is, look at what sign you have, or if you have any planets in your 7th house. Because I feel like that it has something to do with partnerships, love. I'm even getting a little Venus energy, even though that's the moon. So maybe look up where your Venus sign is. If you watch a reading and you specifically are curious about love, look at your Venus sign, because that's relating to that energy, and it might give you a deeper look at what you're wondering. Or if you are thinking about somebody, maybe look up their Venus sign if you can. So let's go to, I almost sang Annie again. It's the movies. Maybe you direct, or you're doing something where you're filming something, making a video. I see some of you doing something with editing, whether that's words and you're editing some kind of document or something like that, or it's something more creative than that. I just heard final cut. I don't know what that is. Or a final take, or I just heard one take. I just heard a one take wonder. So maybe it's something that you do live, raw, one take. It only took once. Let's go to the tarot. We're gonna do the vintage tarot and just sort of see what comes out, and we'll go from there. So what would be helpful to know? Please and thank you. What is the overall situation? Look at this. The scale. The scale. So something is going to be a win-win. If there was somebody who is just taking and not appreciating what was given, that could be a situation that is either having some adjustment, and maybe this is somebody giving to themselves, filling up their own plate, putting more energy into something they can control instead of always out there to come in. Or this is you recognizing where your energy is valued. It could also be, I'm kind of getting whatever I saw before, beautiful seeds you planted, because sometimes they see this as the Good Samaritan. You're giving just because you can, because you have it, and because you have an abundance of whatever that is. A gift of your time. It could be wisdom. It could be energy. You know, maybe this is not somebody who has all the money in the world, but maybe that person is the most amazing gardener ever. Got a good lawnmower and they have a little extra time and they help somebody with their lawn care, you know, or this is somebody that has a skill in a certain area that others do not have. Therefore, that attention and that energy gifted out or given out or exchanged in value, you know, never undervalue your skill or your talent or your gift or your time or what is unique about you, especially if it's something that you do that somebody else cannot, because that is an equal exchange. But I do feel like there's something here where the universe is getting ready to give you a beautiful gift back. And I think it's more gifts to come because you've already planted these beautiful seeds of love. Because you could. But with that unconditional love energy, sometimes people that aren't in that high vibration can take advantage of that situation. It could also be the opposite. If somebody is gifting this energy and it has to, I don't know why I'm getting that love energy, but I feel like it's love in the attention that you get to give because it feels good to give, because it can. But sometimes people, I'm kind of going back to that example of maybe adopting or a foster kid, something like that, where if they, let's just say it's even somebody you're in a relationship with, but they were never really given unconditional love, it's more conditional, then to suddenly have that in their life, they don't know what that is. Do you want something for it? Why are you being so nice? You know, when are you going to, you know, flip the script and take the rug out from under my feet and totally change? Like there's a distrust there because they never experienced it. So sometimes it is somebody who has their arms closed because they don't know how to receive. So you do have to wait to see when someone is open to receive. You can't force that love if somebody doesn't know how to give it. You can be consistent and hope someone opens up, but it's definitely that lead a horse to water, but you have to let the horse drink the water on their own. So there is something coming back into balance in your life. I do feel like this growth or this harvest coming in, this win-win situation is putting you in a position where you have more than enough to actually give back. And I do feel like there's something about the way you are giving where you're not just enabling. I feel like you're gifting someone the ability to do something on their own. You're gifting somebody with what you're doing, whether that's by example or teaching or whatever. It's like you're teaching them to fish. You're putting people that felt disempowered into feeling empowered, that they can do something on their own too. That's really motivating. That's really beautiful. And if you are the one who felt depleted or off balance, or like somewhere your personal power was stripped, or you were giving it to the wrong place, where it was kind of taken advantage of, I feel like you have pulled that power back into yourself. And that could be by somebody inspiring you that you can do it. Like you hear somebody's story, and it's kind of like all you need, that it's that synchronistic message or whatever you heard. Like, wow, yeah, they can do it. I can do it. And it like snaps you back into mojo, your motivation. I hope that made sense. 6 is a very balanced energy in love. Clarify the 6 of Pentacles. Why is the 6 of Pentacles coming through? Please, thank you. You got another 6, maybe 6, 6. And you're going to be moving forward, taking a journey. You're leaving the baggage on the shore. You're riding on top of an emotional situation that maybe got you off balance. You've learned to, pull the, what is that thing? Pull the handle and get the motor on. Where before you're trying, you're like, oh, my motor needed a little oil, or it needed gas, and it's like, you got the motor on. You realize that you have to have the sails a certain way for it to move faster. You've learned and become mentally sharp and clear because of the lessons you went through in the past. Therefore, you, by default, avoid weird storms in the future because you navigate them differently. If it's upside down, you're not having that forward movement because you're repeating patterns you should have learned from, or you know better and you're still repeating it. Thinking, oh no, I know better and it worked that one time, but maybe I'll go back to the old way, maybe it'll work this time. No, you have to learn from those lessons. If you are trying to go really fast and you never pick up your anchor, it's not going to get very far. So there's something about being grounded and anchoring yourself, but it's your stability in your boat. It's not rocking the boat. If anybody was rocking your boat, I feel like you're transporting them to where they can have their own boat and go through their own cycle and learn their own lessons. So when that storm comes, they can figure it out and learn how to get somewhere on their own. But I feel like along that journey, you're kind of teaching them, by the way, we're going to go get you a boat. But when you get there, these are the things to learn. But somebody has to actually have that experience. You can learn something from the book or from the person, but until you're actually on that boat trying to put up the sails and doing it in a storm, you don't really get the lesson. So there's something where you are helping somebody feel empowered, but there's also a period where you almost have to leave somebody alone so they can like embody that lesson. That's kind of what I'm getting. I just looked at that at 3, 3, 3, 3. 3, 3, 3, 3. That's a 6 and a 6. Huh. Synchronicity. Look at that. All right. Let's continue. Tell us more about the 6 of Swords and the 6 of Pentacles, please. And thank you. Thinking clearly. Balanced energy with where you put your time, attention, effort, love, and energy. It's also becoming more emotionally balanced as you take a journey. Sometimes it's actually going across water, or water is important somehow. I just heard no man is an island. The King of Wands. Whatever you're doing with confidence. Ooh, this King of Wands is very passionate. He is very secure about forward movement energy. This is somebody very confident with anything he or she, but it's a masculine energy for sure, gets to do that expands them, that they can grow from, that they can have a new adventure, that they can follow that passionate, sparkly energy inside their spirit. That's what motivates him. He's kind of the rock star energy. He's someone who doesn't like to be in a comfort zone. This is somebody who doesn't mind getting a little uncomfortable because they want to grow. This is somebody who I feel like their soul is calling them for balance. Their soul is calling them to have some forward movement. I'm getting to even change their mind on something or change their mindset. If that old mindset was kind of getting outdated. This is somebody with transformation because you got the salamander. Somebody that maybe went through a phoenix rising energy because that has to be destructed. It has to become ashes, and out of the ashes, out of the fire arises this, well, here it's a salamander, but the phoenix. This could be somebody with a lot of Leo in their chart because there's 2 lions here. It's somebody who likes sassy shoes or fun shoes, like their shoes or something about this king in particular. His shoes are like bright green leather. I mean, that could be sneakers. Or this person has like one particular pair of shoes that are important. I don't know why that's coming through. If the King of Wands is upside down, he's just arrogant. He's arrogant. He's full of himself. He's pompous. He overcompensates, you know. He tells big outlandish stories that are kind of true, but, you know, making it a little bigger, making himself feel a little bit better. He's a little too loud, or he could even be the opposite and tries to, you know, I don't know. I feel like if he's not loud and he's really quiet, he's got the weird puss face thing on that makes somebody feel uncomfortable. Like it could be somebody pulling the old silent treatment. So, you know, you feel really uncomfortable, but that's when he's upside down and he's not confident. Somebody confident actually doesn't need to say anything. They just own the room. They just own that big, you know what, energy. I mean, he doesn't have a big rod, but it is kind of somebody in that energy. They just know who they are and that their uniqueness is what makes them shine. This is not generally somebody overly concerned with what they have. This is somebody who finds more value in getting to have the experience, getting to have that memory, and wanting to create a new one. So let's find out, why is the King of Wands? So it could also be a Sagittarius or an Aries. It could be a feminine energy, but she's definitely one that wears the pants. She's definitely like a provider, a pursuer, a doer, a go-getter. But I am getting that it's more of a masculine energy here. Clarify. King of Wands. Why is the King of Wands coming through? Tell us about the King of Wands. Ooh, the King of Wands is definitely, I think that's a 5 of Swords. The King of Wands is moving from the 5 to the 6. So part of that baggage that's on the shore is leaving anybody that was trying to mess with their head or make them feel stagnant or stuck, because this king wants to move. He's looking, if you look here, he's looking at a journey ahead. He's looking at how to have forward movement. He's looking at the mental clarity he has discovered by going through some crappy situations, because the 5 of Swords is being around energies that just want to win. Usually it's one person in particular, but it can be a whole group. If the 5 of Swords is upright, that is changing. That is somebody who uses weird mental tactics, whether it's being really nice and like stroking somebody's ego, or it's a manipulating energy. It's a mental manipulation. It's somebody who messes with somebody's mind to make them question, to get them off course, to like gain something. It's always somebody who wants the plastic trophy. They want to win. They just want to win. They don't care who they mess up in the head or what they say or how it has to be done, whether they have to be underhanded or how they come across. They usually want to come across as being the best, but it's a stinky energy. If it looks like whoever was in a stinky energy, or sometimes it's even that person that doesn't even care about winning. They just want to see somebody else lose. Like if they have it out for someone, they will do anything possible, even if what they are acquiring is not really what they want. It's not really anything that makes them happy, but acquiring it is their trophy that somebody else doesn't have it. So it's shady, it's stinky, it's weird. And usually in the end, that person's vibes are not in the vibration where they attract the healthy people around them. And they're usually left alone. And sometimes it's being left alone that is needed, because if they were taking advantage of somebody who had a kind heart or was really generous with what they were giving, with this win-win, sometimes it's walking away and saying, you know what? It's yours. You won. Bye. Sometimes it is walking away. You know, if somebody's just not giving up and they're being ruthless and they just want to win, sometimes it's just like, okay, you win. And then you take yourself into a different environment where it can be a win-win, where you feel more balanced, where you don't feel all twisted up in the head by somebody's mental manipulation. If it is the other way around. I love the Five of Swords the other way around, because it's when you get change and when you get this mental clarity, you know, even if it was a confusing question or a confusing moment, you figure something out because you're around a person or an environment where they see that you're a smart cookie. They see that you could have figured out how to put the sails up in that ship, or make some movement in your life, or figure out that question that you kept asking about on your own. So they make it a tough lesson. It's that Mr. Miyagi energy. You know, it's like paint the house. He's like, I don't want to be the house, you know, but he's gaining the skill needed so he can do something, you know, instantly. And Mr. Miyagi got his house painted. So it's like a win-win. You know, it's somebody where maybe when they're asking the hard questions and it kind of throws somebody off their game a little bit, doesn't feel so comfortable. But then when you see how much you learned, when you see, I get it. I get the lesson now. Thank you for that lesson. Difficult teacher of amazing, you know, mental match. It's like, it's different. It's a brighter energy. It's somebody who has good intentions. That's the difference. It's not the intelligence of one or the other. It's that one has high vibration and true intentions to teach and help. However they have to do that lesson, however it needs to be heard and or delivered, then the one who's in a lower vibration, selfish intention, gets something out of it or hurt another individual in the process. It looks like at the bottom, I didn't even look at that before. It looks like there is movement. There's a leap of faith. If this is upside down, it's not stepping off the cliff. It's getting stuck in between cycles. It's not having the balls to do something that's unusual and different. Feeling deflated, or you can't handle it, or you don't know what's going to happen. It's so much easier to stay in that rotation of the things you know, then you don't have to think about it so much, and you maybe not get stuck, and maybe this and maybe that, and blah, 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 blah. This is somebody that upside down acts like kind of a dumbass, kind of a fool. They repeat cycles because they don't learn from the past one, or they're not happy in the last one and make no changes for something to be new. Here, somebody wants a new cycle. Somebody is going with the signs from God and the universe. Their angels, your spirit guides, are sending them to have this brand new beginning. To be in this energy of the Fool is to feel like you're a child again. Like you're thriving, like you don't know what's going to happen. What do you get to do next? What can you think of that you could do tomorrow? It's that exciting energy. It's recognizing you might go the wrong way, but in this new cycle, you get to figure it out again and again. It's definitely where you don't feel stuck and stagnant. So this is a big new cycle. Anything you learned in the last one or what somebody else learned in the last one, you utilize those lessons. So this new chapter, this new book, this new life is going to feel new. It's going to be different. It's not going to be a repeat situation. It's really exciting, but you have to be on that step. You have to have that faith that you will be guided. The right situations will come through. Keep yourself grounded. Have that perspective where when you see it can be a win-win, look for those solutions, those resolutions, and those people that feel like they are always willing to center that scale to be balanced with you, and recognize those red flags of the ones who are trying to pull the rug out from under your feet. Before they can do it, you just step off that rug. You do have a wave of opportunity. You're also not leaving with any big baggage. You just got your little purse on a stick. The sun is shining. Sun is shining. Weather is sweet. When make you wanna move your dancing feet. Yeah. Little Bob Marley. Bob. I actually just thought of another song. I'm gonna put 2 Bob Marley songs. It's one of my favorite songs. It's not really that well known. It's One Drop. So if you have never heard that song by Bob Marley, maybe give it a listen. In the one drop, and we still got time to rock. We're making the one stop. It's something about filling the gap, the generation gap. I know God never let us down when you're right from wrong. I know God never let us down. Yeah, I like that song. They make the world so hard every day. Gotta keep, I'm gonna go listen to the words now. I feel like something doesn't have to be and will not be as hard as it was for you before. I feel like with this Fool, everything is about to change and feel a lot lighter in your world. And I do feel like part of that is your confidence coming back, seeing how things are going to start to move. Part of that is your movement in the right direction. Stay grounded with no matter what comes. Tap into the messages you are receiving, guidance and signposts along the way. And instead of something blocking you, you're just maneuvering around it like you are like some ninja Mr. Miyagi spiritual warrior, and shine. No one can take away the destiny that is meant for you. You know, what is meant for you will come. Oh, that reminds me of the, where is it? I want to get a universe card to end this. I don't know where they are. Oh, universe. And Rose needs a little ball playing time, right? Yeah, she wants to play with the ball. So I'm going to read you a message from the universe, and I'm going to, she has this big pig that she loves. We're going to play with the pig. Yeah, go get it. Go get your pig. I'm almost done. Almost done. And your final message is prioritize. I like this. Self-healing right now. Put your needs. Where's their thing? Where's your Six of Pentacles? Because this is somebody who does really have a kind heart and really does want to give selflessly. You know, from a genuine heart. I don't even know where your Six of Pentacles went, but the guy that was handing the money off to everyone. Right now, you need to give back to yourself. It's time to focus on, put your needs above others for once. It's time to focus on you. Self-healing, it takes time and a lot of self-love. Remember, open wounds don't heal into scars overnight. Take your time. You need Take the time you need in order to feel happier and healthier within yourself. There is no rush. Even when you have this leap of faith, you can leap or you can go in the right direction one step at a time. With that, I bid you adieu. I love you so very much. Thank you for blessing my life. And I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Bye.